Well, hello people. Today I came down to, let me get this behind me. Where have we gone? There. This is the gym next to Tesco in Stretford. I actually came down to ask them permission to write a story because Trafford Council, I've got a leisure centre next door, and they're going to be spending millions of pounds updating it. And how would that affect the business? But I'll come back to that at a later date because we're only just starting that story. But while I was down here today seeking permission, I bumped into another auditor, Free Time Audits. He's seen my video on YouTube and he's come down to check it out further for himself. As you saw in his video, Trafford Council are still breaking GDPR. They don't care about your privacy, no, as long as they're okay. The security guards, how polite I've been and don't cause any trouble. I heard that the security guards said they kicked off at Sale Town Hall, but that was because the security guard came out from a different company, from the guys at Talbot Road. Came out saying, I can't take a picture, even though there's no signs anywhere, you know what I mean? And he instructed the member of staff to dial 999 for a man with a camera. The police came, obviously done nothing wrong, but before the police left, I did ask the police officer to come to the manager of the library, just to double check that I hadn't offended anybody or been abusive with anybody. And as you've seen in previous videos, the manager was James and he said I was polite, etc. So let's go back to Trafford Council and their solicitor, Mr. James Parry, from a company what was called Parry and Walsh. Well, we've been doing a bit more digging, and it seems, according to the judge, that Mr. James Parry likes to use the law to punish people, even if they haven't committed a crime. But again, this will all come out in the court. But we've been doing some digging into the court case for the Liverpool Echo, where the judge slammed Mr. Parry, saying, what was it? Oh, I can't remember the words we're going to use now. What was he did? Misconduct and possible systematic fraud. Well, we've been in contact with the Charities Commission. The charity what was involved in the case, who Messrs. Parry and Walsh were working with, there is an ongoing investigation from the Charity Commission. I think the company now, the charity is null and void if you check it on the Charities Commission website. Today we've also been in contact with the Attorney General. So what we're actually doing, as in the Liverpool Echo, the judge said he didn't have the power to enforce any investigations, so we forwarded it on to the Attorney General, the Charities Commission, Solicitor Regulation Authority and Greater Manchester Police. So we've submitted questions to the Attorney General and we're waiting for that to come back. As you can see here, oh, if I cross that line I go to jail, so got to be careful, don't want to upset anybody. Let me say a big shout out to the security guards here. Yeah, I've never had any issues with them at all. Yeah, the only issues I've had at Trafford Town Hall was a cleaner asked if I'd taken her picture. To be honest, I don't even know if I'd taken a picture or not. But when somebody tells you can't take a picture, and obviously you know you can, you point the camera at them and click. So that's what I did. But besides that, all the members of staff I came in contact with, the receptionist gave me what information she had. I had no issues with any of the staff at the town hall. When I went over to Sale Town Hall, it was a gentleman on the reception when I went in. He was giving me the information until the security guard came out. And then again, like I said, dialed 999. I did put a complaint into Trafford Council, but I was told to go back to Sale West to actually register my complaint. So when I went back on the Monday, the security guard was there again, and he wasn't showing his SIA badge. I had no way of identifying him, and I think I was in the library. Well, sorry, it's not a library. It's the town hall with a library. I think I was in there for about half an hour, and then I was about to leave. But while I was in there, I had a lovely chat with a lady who was trying to recruit carers, yeah. And I gave her my name and address, and I said, no, I'm not a carer, but if there's anything else I can do, I gave her my name and telephone number and everything like that, and said I'm quite happy to volunteer my time if I can help you out. James, the manager of the library, I spoke to his staff. I showed him a little video on my phone. So, like it was mentioned, I think one of the security guards mentioned that I fight for disabled rights. That is a story coming up where we managed to get £250,000 out of Trafford Council because of disability discrimination. And I'll quote something now. When we went to the planning meeting, one of our group members, their wheelchair was too big to fit in the lift. So I went up to the chair of the planning permission and, excuse me, but one of our members can't get up. Anyway, the chair of the planning permission said, I'm not prepared to postpone this meeting or move it for anybody. And then when I took a step back and raised my voice and said, well, that's disability discrimination, I can't remember what councillor it was. If I get back home and look at pictures, I will know who it is. But she grabbed him by the arm and basically, watch what you're saying, and the meeting was moved downstairs. Trafford Council, I don't think they want people to know what's happening in the community, how they're lax with your, what's the word I'm looking for, personal information for everyone to see on screens, know you can take pictures, etc, etc. When I was talking to the staff in the gym, I actually told them about the story, and they were zooming in with their phones and saying, oh yeah, you can see. And the other thing, 5 cars getting free electricity. I looked online, peak time through the day, it's an average of £10 an hour. So that's £50 an hour that Trafford taxpayers are paying to charge private cars. Now, do the sums yourself, that adds up to a lot of money, an awful lot of money. I think this story is going to be too big for a YouTuber because it's involving attorney generals, charity commissions, the police, etc., etc. I've tweeted Tom Ross, I've emailed Tom Ross, I phoned Tom Ross, I've left messages with Tom Ross. Also Miss Hines, she's the deputy of Trafford Council. I've copied Andy Burnham in, I've copied, what's his name? Oh, Andrew Weston, yeah. They all know about it, but nobody's coming back to me and giving me answers. So hopefully the story will come out, the truth will come out. But before I go, I've got to say a massive, massive thank you to Free Time Audits. He's seen my story online and come down to do the investigation himself. By chance, I was next door and we bumped into each other because I saw, obviously when I came out of the gym, I saw a man with a camera and the security guard and put two and two together. So just to give you a little point, yeah? If you can see behind me, that's the council gates. I'm still outside the gym. So I'm not even 100 metres away. So it was nice to meet you today, Free Time. I really appreciate you getting the story out there, but we need to share this story as much as possible and get it out to the public. We can't be silenced by government officials using the law in the wrong way. I'm just going to read one little quote if I can. Sorry if I go a bit funny. Again, this is the quote from the judge, yeah. He said, in my judgment and based on the material put before me relevant to Mrs Carrigan and Mrs Brown, the primary reasons for APS, with the support of Messrs Perry and Welsh, commenced proceedings against Miss Carrigan and Miss Brown was to seek to punish them, quite regardless of whether they had in fact committed any offence. It also goes on about inflated fees. Now, we have done a Freedom of Information to Trafford Council. We want to know when they started employing Mr Parry, and we've also inquired on how much he's paid. So obviously that's a 30-day thing. But keep following, keep supporting, and I'll keep you updated. Bye for now.